Hi guys, I can hardly believe I'm saying this, but good morning from a very hot and a very sunny Dubai. Now it's currently 28 degrees here, which is warmer than I was expecting it to be for the end of March. And yeah, considering I came from Scotland where it was 9 degrees the day that I left 3 days ago, yeah, pretty unbelievable. Now anyway, I've spent the last 2 nights on board this ship here, which is the QE2, or the Queen Elizabeth II, which is a floating cruise ship hotel in the Port Rashid area of Dubai. Now, if you look over my shoulder, once we turn around over here, you will see the reason why I am in Dubai. Now, if you're new to my channel, then I'm Fraser, and I started this channel to try and help as many people as possible to, I guess, grow the same love of cruises that I absolutely do. I just think it's the best way to see the world. Now, last Friday, I hung up my corporate life by entering into my sabbatical, and for the next 9 months, I am actually going to be living on ships, mostly out at sea. Now, ship number 1 is MSC World Europa, which is behind me at the moment, and I'm going to be on board that ship for 21 nights, which, yeah, little bit mad. I've never done more than 7 nights on a ship before, so very excited and also a little bit nervous to see how this one is going to pan out. Now, the cruise that we are doing today is kicking off here in Dubai. We've got an overnight here tonight, and over the next 21 nights we'll be heading all around like Oman, Saudi, and then through the Suez Canal and into Europe, which is where World Europa will then be based for the summer season. Now, I'll be getting off in Marseille in the south of France, which is actually somewhere that I've never been, so I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, I guess we probably should think about heading over to the ship sometime soon. Couple of bits before we do head off though. I wanted to speak about COVID. Now, I know I didn't want to speak about COVID, but I feel as though I have to. Now, COVID tests on cruises are pretty much a thing of the past, with the exception of some cruise lines and some longer itineraries. So, as I just said, the route I'm doing is 21 nights, and MSC call this cruise a grand voyage, which is essentially where the ship relocates from Port 1 to Port 2. So it's been based in Dubai for the last couple of months. This is it now repositioning to the Med to be based out of Barcelona. So for any grand voyage, MSC still ask for a PCR to come back negative prior to allowing you onto the ship. So thank goodness that has all come back okay. I really don't know what I would have done if I was stuck in Dubai trying to meet the ship elsewhere once getting negative. So yeah, that's all good. Now, the other thing I just wanted to mention while I was here was that when I got on MSC Virtuosa at New Year, I had a feeling that I haven't had for quite a long time getting on a ship, and it was, I don't even know if I would call it, I don't know if I'd call it anxiety, maybe it's just nerves, or I had a worry about meeting people on that ship, and those feelings this time are magnified so dramatically because I'm not just on there for 7 nights. This is triple the amount of time, so I'm really hoping that on these grand voyages, MSC still keep up the really good work they've been doing with solo travellers in terms of putting them at dinner tables, in terms of organising drinks, and just generally encouraging people to meet if they are travelling on their own. Now, that anxiety doubled up with the fact that I'm now going to a selection of ports that I've never ever been to before, and actually a number of ports that I just have absolutely no idea what to expect. I am really nervous about a few of them, so I'm fine with Abu Dhabi, I'm fine with like Sirbaniyas, which is like a private island type thing. Where I do get a little bit nervous is when you start looking at ports like Oman and Saudi Arabia, just because, I mean, I don't actually have any friends who've been there before. So yeah, I haven't really been able to ask for any advice or any tips, which I guess that's also why I wanted to vlog this adventure, to be honest, to try and show some of you guys who maybe are considering a cruise to Oman or Saudi or the Suez Canal what you can expect and maybe some of the little things that you need to be aware of. My general perception from being in Dubai the last couple of days is that it's absolutely fine as long as you adhere to like local laws and you respect traditions and whatnot. So I'm actually travelling at the moment during Ramadan, which I'll need to put these glasses back on. I'm travelling at the moment during Ramadan, so it started 2 days ago, and the big thing that's been clear for me is that if you're entering a religious site, it's best not to do it at a specific time of prayer because it's really busy And yeah, I don't think that looks right to be going in trying to take photos when that's going on. And just generally speaking, just be really covered up and respectful when you go in these places. At the same time, I know you wouldn't. Don't be drinking alcohol in the middle of the street. So all these kind of things is what I've discovered here over the last couple of nights. And yeah, I'm very intrigued to see if the Middle East lives up to the expectations that I've maybe got for it at the moment. Or maybe what's in my mind is completely unfair. Who knows? Let's wait and see. Now, what I need to do, as I said, I've been on this beauty for the last 2 nights, which if you'd like to see more of this, there's a video on my channel to give you a quick look round. But the fact I've been on here for 2 nights means that unfortunately the bag I was sitting on to try and crush it shut in Glasgow is now unpacked in a cabin. So I'm going to have to get in, try desperately to repack said bag and get it shut again. So I'm going to have to try and work an absolute miracle in that one. And then you head up in a taxi to get over to Port Rashid, which is where MSC World Europa is. So enough from me now. Let's get on here, pack the bag, and I will speak to all of you on the way up to the ship. Okay, thank goodness the bag is packed. That is now ready to go to the ship. Now, the funny thing with embarkation here in Dubai is that because we've got an overnight in port tonight, the ship actually doesn't leave until tomorrow afternoon, which means that tonight, everything's happening a lot later than it usually would happen. So I'm not sure what time check-in opens. I saw people on a Facebook group saying that they're due to check in any time from 3. I have got a check-in time of about 8 PM, which I've never had such a late embarkation before. I'm probably going to go about 6 o'clock so that I can hopefully get on just before it gets dark. But my plan, I just happened to go down to reception and they said, oh, you've got some hours to kill, why don't you take a buggy to the marina? And I thought, I didn't actually know there was a marina that close to here. Silly me, it's literally at the back of the ship. But apparently they send a buggy to come along and take you along, and you can just come and go totally free of charge. So it looks like before we get on the ship, I can show you a little glimpse of Dubai. So let's jump along, grab a coffee, and then we'll head back and probably just Uber round to World Europa. Okay, excellent faux pas on my part. So I was so impressed at how close this place is to the ship. So if you look over my shoulder there, you'll see that is the coffee shop. And then if I spin around here, I'm hoping that the camera will come with me. Yep, it's the QE2 is literally there. So they said to me, you know, oh, it's great, there's this lovely coffee shop. I didn't even think when we pulled around here in the buggy, this place is dead, like an actual ghost town. There's no other life out in the streets. Now, walked in and basically there is actually somebody working in there, which surprises me. But they said, oh, you you can't buy anything because of Ramadan. So that's the first time that's actually caught me off guard on this trip. And I've been in Dubai 3 days before now. So I think what it is just that because you're a little bit out of the centre here, you don't have quite the same, I guess, the amount of tourists, which means that everywhere stays open. Because up until now, the only thing that I had experienced was like quite a visible or quite an audible call to prayer throughout the day. But yeah, I guess this is where you fall down because, yeah, there's just not the business for them to be open. So that's actually a point. If you are planning to come away, just check Ramadan dates and check when Eid and whatnot fall, just so that you don't get caught short. Now, it's a first world problem. I am now just going to take a walk along, have a look at some boats that I cannot afford, nor will I ever be able to afford, and then, to be honest, head back to the hotel, maybe try and grab a brew there before heading up to the ship a wee bit earlier than what I had initially intended. so bit of confusion earlier, but now heading out to the taxi to get in it to go up to the ship. So hopefully we'll make it before the sun goes down. It's getting a little bit dusky out here now, but yeah, should hopefully be 5 minutes and be at the terminal. Okay guys, I have just got out the taxi and arrived at the terminal and dumped the bag, and wait until you see the size of this ship. I honestly don't think I've seen one like this before. I feel like a little child. So it starts here, it goes all the way down and finishes way back there. The biggest MSC ship that I've seen up until now has been Virtuosa, and this thing actually looks enormous. I don't even know how it's going to come out on video, but to be standing here in front of it, it looks amazing. So my mood has perked up, in case you haven't already been able to tell. So yeah, let's get through security, get checked in, and oh my goodness, I actually cannot wait to get on here, and I cannot wait to show you the first impressions of MSC World Europa, aka that. Okay, got through security pretty quick actually. The only unexpected thing, apparently they have to keep all the passports at the moment, so that they can stamp them in every country that you go to without having to wake you up every morning at whatever time. Now, you can see MSC Opera behind us, and I don't even think I can begin to explain World Europa. I mean, let me just spin this round and you can get a bit of a feel, but this ship is just an absolute monster. The atmosphere here is remarkable. The music is absolutely blaring from somewhere back there, which, yeah, this is like an embarkation that I have just never experienced before. So yeah, look, let's get on this absolutely incredible thing and see what is in store. Okay, so now on the ship and looking for the room. Now this ship is a very different layout to any MSC ship that I've been on previously. Weirdly, I mean, I'm not going to give my cabin number because I'm putting this video online before I get off the ship, so just for general common sense, I'm not going to go there. My cabin is actually down this, it's called a passenger alleyway, which if we open this, you then end up with a relatively normal corridor on the inside of the door, which is definitely, I've never come across that before. So anyway, look, let's get down and check out the room. Okay, so I have found the room. So if I do this a little bit differently and actually go in with you guys, we'll get out that spotlight. Okay, so what I have booked, this actually is better than Virtuosa. So what I've booked is like a deluxe interior cabin, which you probably remember from my previous videos. I better put that card in before the lights go off. You probably remember from my previous videos, which is that sort of bedroom, or the bed at the top, and then this sort of open space down at this end with the TV on the wall. Now, one of my biggest gripes actually on that ship, and it's a real first world problem, I know, but it's the lack of a decent chair in there. And actually, if you can see down there, they have solved that problem. There is an actual chair in this cabin, so hey, look, small wins. Now in here, this is going to be absolutely perfect. Take that bag off. This is going to be absolutely perfect for the next 21, that still feels weird saying, the next 21 nights. Let me have a look at the bathroom actually. I hope, please be the, yes, okay. So the bathroom actually is just a clean version of what you would normally get on Virtuosa. Now, I'm a huge fan of a bathroom in an MSC cabin because I think for being on the inside, it's probably the one part of the room that feels actually pretty premium. So, yeah, paperwork. I literally haven't seen any of this yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video here, take a quick read through all the paperwork, and then I'll catch up with you just really, really briefly before heading back out in the ship, because I don't know about you, but I am so buzzing to get out there and have a look. And I also need to get pizza because I've been looking forward to that for blooming months now. So yeah, let's have a quick read, have a quick conversation, and then we'll go and eat some pizza. Okay, so I am now settled in the cabin and wanted to take a few minutes to just walk you through what has been left in the cabin for me getting on today. Now, in terms of documents, you'll have seen a second ago there was an absolute pile of them there, but it's really nothing to worry about. We'll walk through that one at the end because that might be something to worry about. The rest of them are all really straightforward, really easy. So you've got here an advert for the Wi-Fi package. Now, I actually bought the internet in advance, so I paid £178 prior to getting on the ship, which is about, what, 220 maybe euros. Now, the price if you buy it on the ship today is £19.99 a day, which equates to over 400 euros, so it's definitely worth buying that in advance. If you just want a 24-hour pass, it's £31.99 per device per day. So, yeah, buy that Wi-Fi in advance if you want it. You've then got a donation form for the MSC Foundation, which is basically the charity that these guys work with. You've then got like the pool and the beach towels, so we don't need to go into that. A destination guide, so actually this is worth mentioning just really, really quickly. In here, you've got a printout of literally every single excursion for every single port that we're going to be visiting on this cruise. Going back to what I said earlier, this being an itinerary that I've never done before, I have no idea what to expect from each of these ports. So I'm actually going to really enjoy having a quick flick through this later. I can hardly speak, it must be that time of day. A quick flick through this before I go to bed tonight, that'll be good. So yeah, watch this space on the plan. And then the last one is the daily schedule. So anybody who's followed this channel for longer than 30 seconds will know that I absolutely love a daily schedule. So in here, you've basically got an hour by hour run through of everything that's going on today. So that goes from what it kicked off today at, it kicked off today at 10 AM, which was a little bit later than I expected. And it'll finish with a DJ at midnight on deck 18. One would probably assume that'll be outside because of the weather here. Now, other than that, that's kind of all the documents that I wanted to walk you through, except these two here. Now, you've got one here about Saudi Arabia visas, which, I mean, if you guys are on my Instagram, you'll know that I had a complete nightmare trying to apply for a visa. This document is now saying something different to what I had in my mind before. This is saying that there's a Suez Canal visa that you're required as a transit by sea. That's $22. If you want to go ashore in Jeddah, it's $128. If that's the case, I will be having an impromptu day on the ship because I am certainly not entertaining $128 to go, to go and walk around the city. So maybe the vlog that day is going to be interesting because we will be exploring Jeddah together via Google and via the top deck of the ship. So yeah, who knows if we'll actually get off the ship at that port. And then the final one was this document here. Now, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, I think I did actually, I'm actually travelling during Ramadan, and quite a few people have messaged to say, oh, how are you finding the restrictions? I know, have you been impacted much by it? My answer up until now has been no, but what this letter says is, please be informed that due to the upcoming holy season of Ramadan, some protocols and restrictions might be in place in the countries we visit. For example, not consuming food or beverages or smoking in public areas. Now, the no smoking in public areas is fine for me, I don't smoke. However, again, anyone that knows me will know that probably my favourite part of a cruise is enjoying, let's say, consuming food lightly. And I don't know what that is going to look like if you can't do it in a public place. So, yeah, very interested in that. However, enough talk from the room. I really want to get out there and show you guys some of this ship, because I've just come in the gangway and come straight up to deck 19. So we're going to explore this one together really, because I haven't done any homework about the deck plan or understanding where anything is, due to the fact that I'm on here for 3 entire weeks. General feeling at the moment, if I'm honest, I mean, I'm completely overwhelmed with the size and just the sheer scale of this ship. I knew it was going to be big, but this has caught me totally off guard. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting out and having a wander around, but I think it's probably going to take a couple of days to properly get my bearings. Now, I am on the hunt for pizza, as you may or may not know. It is my #1 favourite thing about any MSC cruise ship. So I'm hoping that I can find the buffet. It's usually near the back of the ship, so that's going to be my first port of call. So yeah, let me take you with me out and about on MSC World Europa, first on the hunt for pizza, and secondly to look at some of the, what I would imagine are going to be really impressive public areas. So yeah, let's go. Okay, I have just come up onto the top deck. You have to walk across here to go to the buffet. And this, good grief, honestly, this pool, the pool here looks absolutely huge. I think it might actually be the largest pool that I have ever seen on a cruise ship. So you've got all of this here, and then you've got another pool which is actually inside, which I'll take you to later and show you. I am just so impressed with the overall quality of this. I've always thought that Meraviglia class ships, aka Virtuosa, seem very, very good quality, but this seems to completely, I mean, very first impression, yes, but this seems to completely blow that out of the water. So yeah, found the buffet. Right, let's go get pizza, and I will speak to you back out here after. Now, you might remember from my time on Virtuosa at New Year that I got really frustrated with how long it took me to order a drink at the buffet. Now, on World Europa, it's brilliant to see that they seem to be trying to fix that by allocating a table number to everyone in the buffet. You then have this device on every table that you simply press the call button when you want to order a drink, and it'll signal to a member of waiting staff that you want to order. So from what I saw on this cruise, it works a lot better than what was happening on Virtuosa. So yeah, after that, it was time to obviously grab dessert and then head back outside. So I'll see you back at the pool in a little minute. Okay, buffet done, and yes, the pizza was every bit as good as I remember it being. Now, I'm going to do the next part of this video a little bit differently to what I normally would do. I find that, especially when I've been on a ship before, I find that I can be quite guilty for heading down to the cabin and chatting to you guys in there rather than actually taking you around and showing you the ship. Now, With the overall quality of this ship, I absolutely am going to do this differently. What we'll do is I am going to cut here and take you down and show you some of the public areas on this ship. Over the next couple of weeks, I'll get a full ship tour uploaded so that you can see for yourself the absolute, yeah, just the impressive nature of this. But yeah, for now, let's head down and I will next speak to you probably back in the cabin, and we'll run through the plan for later tonight. Okay, so I am back in the room after probably about 5,000 steps around this ship. Now, hopefully over the last couple of minutes, you've been able to see that this ship is absolutely beautiful. It's really interesting how this is done so different from Virtuosa, but you can really tell all the way through this is MSC. I think they've kind of lost that like really glitzy feel that they have in like the atrium in Virtuosa. I haven't seen any Swarovski diamonds on here yet embedded in staircases, so maybe I've yet to find them, who knows. One thing is pretty clear, and that's that I still do not know where I am. My number one top tip for anyone that's never been on a cruise, or for anyone that's maybe never tried like ship jumping before, is that on night one or the morning of day two, it's always my mission to start as low down in the ship as I possibly can at one end, and then basically walk the length of it, go up one, walk the length of it, go up one, walk the length of it, go up one, so on and so forth, just so that you can try and get used to, I guess, where you are. Even if you don't take it in then and there, you don't have to memorise anything, but just to get used to the notion of passing one thing after another, and your brain can begin to put it together. Because this thing is absolutely huge. I think it's got like 21 or 22 different decks on it. It is massive. And it doesn't seem quite as simple as Virtuosa. I mean, for example, the buffet here has actually got 2 floors. Not only that, but the buffet splits in 2 and is joined together by bridges and things. It's, yeah, I think it's going to take a bit of getting used to on here. But yeah, I guess, look, that brings us to the end of today's video. Now, I'm on here for 21 nights, so I'm not entirely sure how this vlog series is going to work yet. We'll figure that out as we go. It's definitely not going to be one vlog per day, otherwise it's going to take, what, well, 21 weeks or so to get through on YouTube, which, yeah, no one has got patience for that. So what we'll probably do is when we've got a port day, we'll do like Abu Dhabi, for example. There'll be a vlog on Abu Dhabi, there'll be a vlog on Oman, and then where there's batches of 3 or 4 sea days, I'll look at somehow clubbing them all together. Either that, or you guys will just spend your whole life looking at World Europa content, which isn't the most exciting, let's be honest. So yeah, look, it was 11 o'clock here. I am going to turn in after I have one final wander along to that buffet just to see, to be honest, if there's anything healthy. I'm very aware of the fact that I don't want to eat junk solidly for the next 3 weeks. So I'm going to go along, try and get a salad and refill my water bottle. And then from there, I'm going to look at turning in. Now, tomorrow we are still in Dubai, so I'm going to get up, probably not early, let's be honest, but I'll get up at a reasonable time, go for breakfast, and then head off into what's round about the port. I think this is relatively close to like old Dubai rather than downtown, so quite keen to see if I can get there, and if I can, what that actually looks like. So I'll take you with me, obviously, and show you as well. But look, for now, thank you as always for watching. This is another embarkation day, and probably the one that I've been most excited about for my whole cruise life. So thanks very much for joining me. I guess it's been good to have you along on the ride. Now, going forward from here, I will speak to you tomorrow morning. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please think about doing so. That would be amazing, and I will catch up with all of you really soon. Great. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.